Not that Mom and Dad were here for it, but in the woods to the right there, I think that's the first time Kobe ever went when he was less than a year old. He was off lead and never went sprinting away. Now, these A-frames here, we had a nice family weekend here. We had 2 of the A-frames. I believe it was the Allens and the Rons in one, and the Erics and the Roddies in another. I suppose it should be the Erics and the Lindsays. Whoa. Where we go? Oh, this is the golf course. Oh, and that's right to the right there. Left there. Can you? You're going really fast. So you might be able to see above my the tees. No, it's not really focusing very well. But here is the Drumsine golf course. Could even be part of the Loch Goylehead golf course. So here we have yet another estate house, castle. It's got a cross on it, so I don't really know what it was. But when Kobe was less than a year old, he must have been maybe 5 months old. We'd come here and stayed here in one of the rooms in the castle. I think it was the very first time we ever left him alone while we went out to eat. Went to the restaurant. Anyway, it's Drumsine Estate. Got curling, it's got a swimming pool, it's got indoor bowls, badminton, and the aforesaid video, a golf course, but we're going to have to make sure we figure out how to get there and go to show you the golf course again. And here we have more of the A-frames. Ooh, a dog bin! Alright, and here we go. Sorry, you find a dog bin, you definitely have to go use it. Doesn't say anything about one way, so.
Way out to the left.
Way out to the left. Right, here's just going to be another view of the golf course that my father was so very impressed with. You can see the boxes you tee off on. There's a sand trap.
And it's very wet up high, so if you recall, Ron, down the bottom end it's actually tidal and floods with a high tide.
Which it actually quite looks like it's high tide now. Yeah, look at the tidal lake in the distance. Obviously,
but the good news about this golf course is there's no sheep grazing on it.
They actually maintain it with, oh look, trees planted in the golf course. And if you're watching these in order, you'll notice that the Aunt Susie January has departed. It is now just January in Scotland. Misty, misty, misty mountains and rain and kind of dreary. Again, up ahead, those are the A-frames we stayed in. I'm pretty sure they were the actual A-frames we stayed in, those first two. Ooh, a nice river leading into the loch. see the river's quite high. A lot of rain overnight. Bye-bye, A-frames. Just about to go past where we parked up for the night. This lay-by up here on the right. That was our parking space last night.
The woods in the left is where...
And the woods in the left. That's where Dylan and his mates camp sometimes. I mean, they're camping, but there's a lot of bonfire and booze, which, you know, camping, I suppose. Look at all these places we could have parked down. To be honest, we watched the footage from when we drove to Carrot Castle in the dark. There's a reason why we decided to go park up where we parked up before, because that was dark. We were both frustrated by then. One of my favorite bridges because it's one way and you can actually see if somebody's coming the other direction. Sometimes you can't over the bridge. Oh, sheep. Ooh, sheep. Traffic. Sheep's pulling into the lay-by. Maybe. There he goes. And you may or may not have noticed the radio going in and out. That's not where we've not turned the volume down at all. It's just rural living. See how that's where you come to the bend? The brick wall is not there.
20 yards, keep right.
That direction takes us to the brewery.
And it takes us to Dunoon, where we get the ferry from. Go up Dunoon.
Alan's pointing out that we've gone that way. It takes us to Dunoon, which is, we've been to with Mom and Dad, and we've taken a ferry there to Gurrick. Well, I keep expecting that's probably going to be where we're going to be picking him up. Gurrick? Greenock? But I don't know. When I say picking them up, I mean when their cruise comes into Glasgow. Doesn't look like he's looking for a lay-by. Have it with Dad tends to see as like cooperation, but is just a necessity. thinking this was the hill that Alan struggled a bit with when he was driving out of here in snow and ice.
It was.
Many years ago. He got up it. So struggled but managed.
camper.
I do see the camper. Pretty sure that's not a campsite. You see the pop-up rooftop camper. Oh, that's making everybody sick. I don't remember them being there when we drove past last night.
It was dark.
At this point, I don't think it was. You made me film.
Should have said just where the campers are, there's a sign erected talking about the improvements done to this road, so we can only imagine what it was like before.
After 300 yards, turn right.
And up ahead, you'll see a car park as we're going past, sort of. These things are sliding all over the place in the back. So this car park over there is known as Rest and Be Thankful. I always think it's quite the quite the name for a car park. You got your food van there, and there's a road that goes off of it, the old military road, which if you look down in the valley there, which you can't really see very well, but down in the valley there you can see the old military road, which this main road suffers from rockfall. When it's been too rainy, etc. If they close this main road down, everybody has to go making a convoy system along the old military road.
The old military road was originally built in the 1700s to allow British troops to move about the Highlands, to tame the Highlands.
It's always nice to know that the roads that built in the 1700s seem to be doing all right. Right, I'm going to be taking a break now. Right, traffic's moving again.
Thing that we can
A bit blurrily. But if you look at the one-way system, because they're doing a lot of works
all registers just
because of that whole rockfall thing.
And lots of young people will be growing up.
So you've got all the fencing up,
and then they go to school and
to try to capture rockfalls. Waterfalls are cool, except they make the rocks fall.
The situation for you that you then.
So over here, I'm pretty much sure this has been cut back.
Change to what is not your
To
first
try to keep the rocks.
Yes, I certainly don't remember
falling.
being taught any sport at school. It wasn't until I got to
Another nice
university
waterfall.
that I realised that I'm actually, starting point, bilingual. And there's two reasons for that. One, I grew up and went to school in so I was no doubt.
Is it this bit you wanted them to see? No, still another waterfall.
Because nobody would tell you that's what you were doing. But I
Fence in the middle of the roadway to catch rocks falling.
Not super famous for having tons of like Scottish and Scots-speaking students. It very quickly became apparent to me that people just didn't kind of
And in this bit, it's been deep cut in.
I was not speaking English, so again, like my one of my best pals is
And
from
what do you
Essex.
think
It
that's
was
for?
only like second year of uni.
Huge
You know, actually, I didn't know
catch
what you were saying for most of our
Catch
shit.
pit for the rock
Oh,
falls.
should we go and get a wee blether after class? And just going, what is this behaviour thing? What are you talking about? So it was really when I got to St Andrews that I was like, change how I speak. So I must have started anglicising how I was speaking like Scots. But I also, of course, was learning the studying German and Danish. So that you're also having that very positive realisation of why am I finding this easier than everyone else? The Danish word for child is barn, bear, goose, exact same, ut. So much easier time of it than people who didn't speak Scots and English ones. So it was through those sort of two factors, one kind of negative, I suppose, in people not understanding you, one positive in having a much better head start for all these languages, that I came to